Jennie just made history at two of Europe's biggest music festivals. And the K-pop world is paying attention. Here's the deal. Over the weekend, Blackpink's Jennie took the stage at Denmark's Roskilde Festival on Friday and Poland's Open'er Festival on Saturday. Back-to-back headlining slots at two major European festivals. And according to her agency, OA Entertainment, she is now the first K-pop solo artist ever to pull that off. Not the first Korean artist to perform at one of these festivals, the first to headline two consecutively. That's a specific milestone, and it didn't happen by accident. Let's set the scene for a second, because context matters here. Roskilde and Open'er aren't boutique events. These are flagship European summer festivals, the kind with lineups that define what the global music industry considers relevant right now. And the people running these festivals weren't shy about why they wanted Jennie specifically. Thomas Soenderby Jepsen, Roskilde's head of music, put it plainly. Jennie's inclusion reflects current trends and reinforces Roskilde's identity as a festival moving toward the future. That's a festival programmer telling you, on the record, that booking a K-pop solo act in a headline slot is a deliberate statement about where pop music is going. Not a novelty, not a risk, a direction. Open'er organizers went even further, calling her one of the most influential female artists of this era. These aren't polite press quotes. They're positioning. Now, what did she actually perform? According to OA Entertainment, the setlist included Mantra, ExtraL, Starlight, and Like Jennie. These are songs from her solo catalog, which matters, because this wasn't a Blackpink reunion set dressed up as something else. This was Jennie performing as a solo act on her own terms, headlining stages that most artists spend years working toward. And the reception has clearly been strong enough that festival circuits are actively seeking her out, which brings us to the moment in this story that I think is genuinely worth pausing on. Jennie's collaboration Dracula with Tame Impala reached number 10 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Now, think about what that pairing represents for a second. A K-pop artist and an Australian psychedelic rock project landing in the top 10 of America's biggest chart. That's not a crossover that happens by luck or by a label throwing things at a wall. That's a deliberate sonic expansion, and it clearly worked. It's also the kind of commercial signal that opens exactly these doors. European festival headlining slots, international booking conversations, the kind of credibility that travels across genres and markets. The Billboard number didn't just boost streaming, it reframed how bookers and programmers see her. Here's my read on what's actually happening. This isn't just a good weekend for Jennie. This is a structural shift in how K-pop solo artists can move through the global live music ecosystem. For years, K-pop's international presence has been dominated by arena tours aimed at fandom-driven audiences. What Jennie just did is different. Headlining Roskilde and Open'er puts her in front of general audiences, people who came for a festival, not necessarily for her. That's a harder room to win, and arguably a more meaningful one to win in. And her upcoming schedule, Spain's Mad Cool Festival 2026, Lollapalooza Chicago, Japan's Summer Sonic 2026, suggests this isn't a one-off experiment. Someone is building something here methodically. So where does this leave us? Jennie walked into two of Europe's most established festival stages as a headliner and walked out having made history, at least according to the K-pop milestone books. Whether you follow K-pop closely or not, the harder question the weekend raises is this. Is she the exception, or is she the proof of concept? Because if the model works, K-pop solo act, genre-crossing collaborations, festival circuit, general audiences, others will follow. And the European summer of 2026 might look very different from the ones before it. Drop your take in the comments. Do you think Jennie is genuinely crossing over into mainstream festival culture? Or is this still a fandom story wearing a different outfit? And if you want more on where K-pop is pushing next, subscribe. We're watching it closely.